Welcome to the Darker 10 Agents podcast. I'm your host, Victor, and today we have a co host, guest host, filling in for Joe and Omar. This is Jocelyn, Joss TM. Thank you for filling in for the guys. We have Blessy Tangel, who is the 2021 Noni um, pageant winner from where the island, the part of the island I'm from. I shouldn't say island, but the region of the island I'm from, which is Minahasa or specifically Manado, right? So,
Yeah.
welcome, Blessy. Thank you so much for coming on and um, sharing your thoughts and traditions about our culture and about Indonesian period. Okay, so I want to hand it over to you, and I want to ask you about your background and if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Hello again to you and to all the audience in here. My name is Blessy Easter Saratangel. People used to call me Blessy, or if they want to get blessed, they can call me Bless either. And well, I'm a I'm 21 years old, and currently I just finished my study in Pelita Harapan University in Jakarta, taking major international relations.
International
Thank
relations. Very good.
Yes. And my background, I'm a Christian girl. I'm from a Christian family also, which my mother is pastor and my father was a doctor because he passed away around 13 years ago.
13 years ago.
And something unique in my family that I have four siblings and all are women.
Are you the middle child? Are you the oldest? Are you the youngest?
I'm the youngest.
Youngest out of five.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
I'm the youngest.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As well, what there's a saying that says save the best for the last,
Okay.
and that's my name. My name is, if you know, my name is start from
Uh-huh.
E for Easter, and S for Sarah, and T for Tangel. So that's BEST, so best.
You see the acronym?
So
You see the acronym? BST. Oh my God. Okay. I didn't. Okay. Blessy, Easter, Saratana.
Sarah,
I got it now.
yeah,
Okay. Now, do your sisters know that? Do your sisters know you're
yeah,
the
they know that. They know that.
Okay. Well, I'll get a chance to talk to them, ask them about their opinion. Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. I'm not best in everything. I try
Oh,
to do my best.
okay. That's good. That's good.
Okay, so maybe that's and thank God, 2 years ago, on 2021, I won the competition of the pageant called Pemilihan Yung Noni Sulawesi Utara, and yeah, I won. Thank God.
Yeah.
And maybe that's all for me. Thank you.
What made you want to enter?
All right. So basically, the competition is a step of the step. So you need, if you want to join Nyong Noni, you need to be the champion of and not of the region of your city, because it's province. It's a competition of the province.
Okay.
So I am representing Manado City,
No, okay.
and there are also a lot of Nyong and Noni that they are representing the region, like from Minahasa, from South Minahasa, from North Minahasa. So many contestant on it.
Mm.
So we represent the government, we represent the society in there, and we compete in the province, in the competition of the province, to search for the ambassador called Nyong Noni. Yeah, we through Sikotas, and we do an interview with the judges, and we do like talent show, and yeah, we do like question answer, and yeah, show everything that we can.
Nice. How many people were in the about in the competition?
The contestant,
Mm-hmm.
on my batch, it was from, I think, from 300 applicants, I think so.
300.
uh, Yeah,
300
selected
applicants.
to no 300 from Young Nona, and
Uh-huh.
Young Noni selected to 17. 17.
17 the from the different regions, kan?
Yes,
Okay,
17.
got it. Okay. Wow. Okay. So that region where she's from, and essentially where I'm from, it's the northern part of the Sulawesi island, and it's Sulawesi is one of the five major regions. I'm sorry, major islands in Indonesia. So it's like there's 13,600, I think 667 islands out there, but there's five main ones, and she's from the northern part of Sulawesi. Blessy, also there's a female which you won, and also a male winner, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The male winner, the male called Nyong,
No.
and the woman called Noni. So
Noni. Okay.
basically, it's Nyong and Noni.
Noni. Okay. I've heard that term called before with me. I just didn't really a long time ago. I'm not like young anymore, so when I was
You
younger.
look so young. What do you mean? It must be you.
Yeah, your spirit is so young. You have the
Thank you.
spirit.
Thank you. It's the Manado in me. That's why I look younger. I look, but I feel old. But that is, I mean, 300, and then you narrow down to 17, and to win, that's a big. I didn't even know that. I didn't know there was 300 contestants. If you're not even contestants, people that applied.
Around like a lot of people are want to join from Young Nona from the city competition. So I was calculate all the people that join like around 300 or 200.
Wow. That's it's a process.
No, it's definitely.
It is a process.
So Blessy, as a Noni
Sulawesi.
Sulawesi.
You got it.
I was getting around Utara.
Yeah, you rolled the R. That's very good. Ooh, that's how you do it.
Learning.
Yeah.
So like when as that title, who you basically represented Indonesia at the Davos Congress of Mission 21. Can you kind of describe and tell us and let everybody know like what were your duties and responsibilities being in that position after you're like, you are the chosen. Boom.
I am the chosen. Like we all are chosen. All of us are chosen.
Wow.
I love you said that.
And yeah, my duties and my responsibility basically is like I represent not just myself, but also they see me as North Sulawesi. They see me. I am the picture of North Sulawesi. I am the mirror of North Sulawesi, and my duties is that I try to tell them what is like in North Sulawesi, what are the benefits if you going there, the culture in there, the culinary in there, everything. And in Davos Congress, we also share our experiences because in Davos, we came from. They are from Africa. They are from United States. They are from um, wait, from Bolivia, Costa Rica, and from from Korea and from Taiwan and Switzerland. I mean, like so many people were meeting in there, and we talk about cultural differences, and we talk about a lot of burning issues. I mean, like maybe in some countries in their countries, this burning issues is not that burning, but in my country, it's really that burning, something like that. So we try to switch our no, we try to share experiences and share our thoughts. And my duty and my responsibility is like, yeah, during the talks, I still need to give some hints, give some insights about North Sulawesi. Like, oh, when you go to Indonesia, yeah, why don't you go to North Sulawesi? Because you can enjoy the Bunaken Island and there's so many coral reef and blah 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 blah. I mean, it's also testing the ability of my communication and my leadership also. And yeah, my duties are simple. My duties are you go there, you represent yourself and North Sulawesi. That's all. in everything you do. Yeah, in everything you do. That's
Wow.
all.
So you're kind of like the face of the people and the culture.
Yeah, the face and the people, but still there are obstacles. There are so many challenges. I mean, like it's okay that you being the ambassador, but however, you still need to keep the origin, the value of yourself. I mean, like being the ambassador is not, it's not going to determine that you have to be that person. You have to be this person. But man, I was like, I learned I have to be myself because I am the one who decides I am, not society. Because you're the one who decides who you are, not the society. No matter what is the title they put you on, no matter what everything it is, because yeah, you is you. Say something like that. Just stay be you and just do your work professionality in every kind of way.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot to handle. Yeah, I mean, in a for such a young age to be able to not only she said that she has to represent her the region, she has to represent herself, her family, and agama, yeah, and her spiritual faith.
I'm just trying to carry it away. I mean, like, yeah, people do mistakes. People sometimes people is not perfect.
Right.
I mean, human is not perfect. So just do your best and yeah, just let God do the rest. And though when people didn't like me in some occasion, I need to stand there. I need to be there because I am who I am.
Right.
I need to be responsible on what I am. I need to put my foot really strong
Right.
with such a strength and with such a strong gaze and with such a strong mental and just show the way.
No, that's good. That's good. And you're doing a good job. And how can someone hate you? I don't see that.
Yeah, people have a lot of perspective. I mean, like it's their rights. We cannot change their mind. Yeah, we're the one who changed the situation with our mind.
I think it's very admirable because I mean, like you just said that you're 21 and this was the previous year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know a lot of young people, like especially in their early 20s,
Mm-hmm.
being able to present themselves, appropriately or just ethically with values and morals, and also that pressure. Because I mean, from what you described, like you are the face, you are the communicator, you are that bridge, and to be able to do a duality of being yourself and representing your family. I think it's very, like I said, it's very admirable. Like I don't see a lot in the younger generation doing that. Or I mean, I'm thinking of when I was that age, was like, wow, was I being a prime example to be able to lead and carry on that? I feel like there's so much strength and that goes in that, and I feel like that's like all the younger generation that is looking up to you, you're like being a prime example, and I think that's like super needed. And I think it's
Yeah.
like different. It's not just like I guess like in the Miss USA or the universe, I'm sorry, the Universe kind of thing, like it's based on a lot of the physical looks and appearances and things that are just like surface, from like what you described. Like I feel, I mean, it's nice to hear that standard point that like it's internally and how you are showcasing that. I feel like that's just gonna
Absolutely.
breed like
Yeah.
in the generation to like value different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think the younger kids, the younger girls, especially, will look up and always want to be like you and represent the same way you have. So, you have maybe 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds, looking up to you and saying, "Oh, I want to be able to represent Manado and Indonesia like you do." So, you talked about you were able to talk to other people from different countries about Indonesia, right? So, it, globally, people know where some majority of people know where Indonesia is, but it's not like you can't really. Sometimes people can't spot it on the map, right? If you give a map, especially here in America, if you give a map to and point out Indonesia, they can't point it out. Okay, that's from my experience. Trust me on that. Some people told me, some people try to look in the African continent, South American continent. I've gotten that. I'm like, no, you're far away, dude. You're go eastern more. So basically, Indonesia is still relatively unknown, yeah, to many people globally. Okay, yeah, you have Bali.
That's a challenge for me.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to ask you. Okay, so obviously there's Bali, right? But a lot of people think that Bali is its own country. Okay,
Yeah, I know
right?
that.
And
I
there's
know.
more than Bali. Bali is a little speck on the map when it comes to Indonesia, right? What is your approach to promoting the riches and beauty of the Indonesian culture?
Okay, well, first of all, I would promote with everything that I use every day, which is clothes,
Uh,
right?
okay.
Like I said before, like I can promote it without I need to describe it to them. Like I said, I can wear kabaya every day. I can wear batik every day in many occasions. In every occasion, batik fits in every occasions. So yeah, I think you need to be smart on promoting something, especially if your country not really that appear in so many countries. So you need to merge on what the interest of people, right? Maybe if I go to some of community there which they like music, yeah, since I can play drum, yeah, maybe, and I can play music too, so I can join with them and play Indonesian music, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I go to some occasion like fashion show or anything, yeah, I can wear batik, or I can wear any clothes that represent Indonesia. So just be smart in everything that you're gonna represent your country. Because that really sad when people thought that Bali is not Indonesia.
Mm.
Bali is other country.
Yeah.
But at least they have a thinking and they want to know where's Bali actually. And it's also part of a keywords or part of the way to promote Indonesia.
Can you actually describe? Because I'm very unfamiliar with like the. Could you kind of describe what the batik is
Batik, and kabaya.
and a kabaya?
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. I want to.
All
Yeah.
right, let me show you in an example of what the kabaya that I wear.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
I wore I wore kabaya on my competition in Young Noni, and it's a evening gown competition.
There's a lot of combination of colors
wow.
and patterns. Kan?
Yeah, this one is it also from batik.
Yeah.
So is it
Yeah.
more of like the patterns than?
Yes, the patterns.
I mean, I love patterns. Like I'm wearing this vest right now that I made, so it has a lot of different patterns, and then
Yeah.
so
It's
like
also
that's
like,
yeah.
wait, I have an example in here actually. It's an outer. This one is an outer. Yeah, like
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
let me show you. Okay, like you can see,
Oh,
right?
what?
Oh, yeah. Itu, Blessy, what's the name of it? Namanya, what is that called?
I don't know actually,
You
but
know,
I know, but I think this one is for Minahasa.
yeah.
Oh, this is an outer.
Wow, I really love
Cool,
those.
man.
Those are really. That's really cool. I would totally wear that. Oh my god. See, I'm glad I'm like, wait, tell me what this looks like.
Right? I mean, like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this.
Yeah.
You see the brown, and
Yeah.
then
So those are like, I guess, like a flower or shell kind of pattern or something.
Mm-hmm.
I love that because it's like inside it's one different
Mhm.
thing, and then the other.
Yeah,
Wow.
and you can use this in so many ways. I mean, like, I can use this as an outer. I can use it as a dress. Yeah. I mean, like some multifunction way.
Thank you for sharing. I'm all like, whoa,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
So
I think Victor need to need to buy you some batiks or need to bring you some
Yeah,
batik.
I have some batik. Yeah,
Oh,
it's all handmade. Yeah, batik
Yeah,
is all
handmade.
handmade. All handmade.
Yes.
Yeah,
really?
yeah, all handmade.
They draw this with a,
Yeah.
it's a hand, they draw this.
Wow.
See, that's the artistic component in Indonesia too. The apa seni kan? That's the artistic component as part of like the richness of the culture. It defines Indonesia because when you think about batik or kabaya, you automatically associate with Indonesia. That's why she mentioned clothes, right?
I think
And
that's freaking awesome.
it's nice. And nowadays I see that a lot of the younger kids are wearing it in different ways.
You can make it as a skirt, as a dress, everything. I mean, like,
Headband.
but
Yeah.
if you don't have pajama, also you can use batik.
It's cool to see because like my family is from the Philippines, so like one of the fabrics that they have is like the tradition is called like the borong. So it's like a very
Mhm.
see-through fabric. So now that makes sense because it is like also like hot and humid over there in
Yeah.
different times. And I think the history from what I learned was the reason why it's see-through and clear, kind of like almost like a lace, was when the Spaniards had conquered. It was to see if the person was like armed, if they had any weapons. So
Yeah.
now I'm actually seeing the trending of it. And then for the women that I'm not sure what it's called, but they have like the ruffles and the lace. And so now I'm seeing a fashion trend of some of those things coming back into style. So for you to see the patterns that you have showcasing, it's really cool to kind of see the relevance. And like I love how you're saying like, oh, you can be remixed, it can be like done in this. And I feel like that
Mix
is a,
match.
yeah, mix
Yeah.
match. I obviously love patterns. There's like four
She
different
has like
patterns
different
on this
colors. Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So wow,
Yeah.
how cool. So like going on, like so Victor and I, like as individuals, we work in the entertainment industry, and like and still today, like we still see kind of like an under representation for Asians in the media itself, and there's and from what I see, like there's always kind of been like a misconception too, as well as for Asian women. We wanted to know, like what's your opinion on how like the media kind of portrays Asian women, and what would you like to see more of, or kind of different?
Well, yeah, talking about the perception of or the point of view about Asian women. Yeah, maybe we talk also about cultural differences, right? The accepting of cultural differences. Maybe I'm just gonna say one of the quotes that I also post on my Instagram. That's saying cultural differences should not separate us from each other, but rather cultural diversity brings a collective strength that can benefit all of humanity. And
Mhm.
all I'm saying that we all we you need Asian, we need you, and you need us too. I mean, like, we cannot walk by our own self, right? Because because human is also a social person that needs someone to help us. And I think because Asian people maybe got underestimated by the media. I think the media should stop to gaslighting
Mm.
all the tagline or everything, because I do believe in their deep heart they have the ethics on saying something. I always believe that. I always believe, and despite all everything, the interest or the everything that happened, I do believe that the media have the ethics on say something on media itself. So
Mm.
yeah, it's talking about the perspective about Asian women, talking about cultural differences, which which actually could bring cultural diversity rather than cultural differences.
Mhm.
Cultural diversity, which brings a benefit for all of us. So just stay positive, and as an Asian woman, I need to embrace more of who I am. I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop from. I just don't want to stop in here,
Mm.
where actually I have a dream that I can expand my study in in Uncle Sam Island, right?
Yeah.
I have a dream. I want to study there, and I want to experience by myself about what is actually the tension of being an Asian woman, and what is the maneuver that I have to do to make that I'm acceptable without changing my value
Mm.
of
Yeah.
Asian woman, right? So
I think that's very like powerful, and it's very empowering to hear, especially because like with everything that you've done, and in hearing it from this perspective, instead of being on the defense, you're saying like, stay on the offense and really embrace it. And then, even though there are challenges, that means there is an opportunity to grow and teach. And I mean, just hearing that from your voice and what you just said, it makes it more powerful for the things that like I aspire to do. And like, I just feel like that is in our culture, our heritage of like, we have certain values and ethics and morals that we embrace, and as a culturally like we are raised. And I think just sharing those particular tactics can like really redefine or give new definitions. And I think it's so important because like when I was like working in the industry, like it made me conscious of how I was looked at and how I wanted to be represented, but also how I wanted to carry myself. And I'm very, very appreciative of those things that have been instilled by, our elders or family members of saying like how to be. And I feel like that has definitely made us stand out. And I feel like that is so powerful how you said about just really taking that, taking your stand and saying that, and like being, on the stages that you have, or the people that you have been spoke to, to make you just really firm and stand firm on your ground and carry that. There's so much there's merit in that. Yeah. And I think that is definitely kind of definitely missing, or has a way for, especially for the young generation, to embrace those things, like merit, honor, respect. Like, it is completely like, you don't really see that in American culture, like it's like, you gotta do this and stand up, blah blah blah, like there's that. And I think it's important because like from what I've seen, there's the misconceptions that like, Asian women are very submissive, they'll do this and that. But I feel like when you're redefining that, you're just showing like, no, like we our women like care, they're very loving, we're very nurturing, they're respectful in that, and they know as far as where they represent and place to be able to what do you call it, to see what's beneficial for the whole group. I think that's like a different take, but I really like what you said, like that's what I was picturing. So thank you for sharing that.
Going back to the media's portrayal of Asian women, okay, most of the time they're portrayed as weak, serving, very, very, very hospitable, and which attracts a lot of Western men and those qualities. However, they don't ever portray Asian women as strong, educated, and very firm on their stance.
Just what you said, like you were taking in what was happening, but you were still standing firm on your ground. And just like, I feel like women, when they see that, like, I feel like it's different from a man. When men do it, they're saying that's like, he's being a man, he's standing up for himself, like that's, but when women do it, they can be, called a witch, or all these like
rhymes of the witch.
Rhymes of the witch, but I feel like there's something to be said in to like, there's heat coming at you, but you show no like weakness, you do not react, and you still carry yourself. Like there's something very prominent that I feel like a lot of Asian women like embrace, and that could be shining a new light. So
absolutely, yeah, you're right.
Well, maybe we also cannot forget about the history why like the Asian women are pictured like that, because we are colonialism, like in Indonesia.
Yes.
But actually, as I know, like our former president is a woman, Megawati Soekarno Putri, the daughter of our first president.
Correct.
So I think she's also being one of my role model. to always stand still and never give up. And also from my mom, which really, really embedded in my heart. Once she said once when our father passed away, she said that you need to be strong, have integrity and beliefs. And I always remember that until now. Even though in my whole life, 21 years experience, yeah, I experienced a lot of challenges in my life. I mean, like my integrity also get challenges and everything, but still, we have the value. I mean, we always keep the value that you need to go back to the right track. Don't get to drown on the wrong track. You need to go back to the right track, because no matter what happened, no matter how broken you are her daughter, um you are you, and you need to prove that you are better from everything, the scars that you have. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. And you know, that's the one thing too. In Indonesia and even in the Philippines and other Southeast Asian countries, there's that village mentality. And who leads the village usually? The women. Yeah, the women are the rock. They're the they're the foundation of how the village is operated. Yeah.
No, I think it's very important, especially like in the industry, like as storytellers. So, like there's a few projects that like I've been wanting to like do, but it's more of a wanting to share these stories because I grew up in mostly surrounded by single mothers, so we all kind of got banded together, and everybody was like your brother, your sister, and they dispersed the responsibilities. But through that, like there's so much strength, and I think just sharing that, like those are the stories that I would love to be able to share and capture. And I think that would give people a different, like an insight in that. Just hearing your story and then your story, I was like, wow, like your mom stepped up, and you know what I mean? And as far as like leading, because like that, I mean, that's what I see.
I kind of like want to share. There's a moment I was being like rebel to my mom most of the time. And yeah, I just want to share experience. And she came to me and she looked me in the eyes and she said that the one that talking here is not your mom, but your pastor. So I was like, boom.
Your spiritual leader. Yeah, your spiritual leader's talking, right?
In my environment, a lot of women are lacking about leadership, which they really got too comfortable in their zone, not want to go out to come from the comfort zone. And that's actually the challenges for us as ambassador, like to influence them, like, come on girl, you need to get out from the comfort zone and try new thing and try many things before it gets too late, before other people take that stage, before other people take that opportunity. So I mean, like everything that comes from heart, courageousness, leadership, and hope. It's like it's a one lifetime. Like do this, and you'll never go wrong. So just do everything that you can while you're still young, and try to explore about yourself while you're still young before it's getting so late.
You talked about your dream is to come to, as you say, Uncle Sam Island. Okay, right here in America.
Yeah, my biggest dream to go there and expand my future, my dreams.
There you go. So when you come to America, okay, you're gonna come across a diaspora of so many different culture, so many different people coming from different backgrounds, right? And most likely you're gonna see Indonesian Americans, right? So the Indonesian diaspora. When you do come here and they ask you questions about what the culture is like and why is it important to embrace their identity, what are you going to say to them?
Well, this is a tough question because I'm going to face with Indonesian people, like in Uncle Sam Island. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say Indonesia actually is a beautiful country, and I'm going to right away give them an example through my social media, through my outfit. I'm not gonna bluffing them with some beautiful words. Indonesia is a blah 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 blah. I'm going to show them the real the real example,
Mhm.
because right, we don't want to get them to um too long on imagine about Indonesia. I'm just gonna show them about Indonesia from myself, from
Yeah.
what I experienced, from yeah, maybe from my achievements, and maybe when I go to diaspora, I will go with batik or maybe kabaya or anything that will catch their eyes first on my first impression, on the first impression of me. So first impression is very important, I think, right?
Mhm.
First impression. So I think if I go there, I'm gonna make my first impression as best as I can, and so they want to know about me, about Indonesia, and they maybe a lot of, oh, what clothes she's wearing. I think that's Indonesia. It makes them wonder about what you wear, and
Mhm.
makes them wonder about Indonesia more deeper after they talk with you, right?
Yeah. So let me follow up this. What would you say? Why would you say it's important for them not to forget their culture?
Culture is your identity.
Mm.
Like it's not only your identity, but it is your home. In everywhere you go, you bring your home in yourself.
Mm.
So why should you have to forget about your home and find that home? I
Mm.
mean, like, you need to bring it, and you need to really embed it in your heart every time you go, because once you forget the culture, for me, you forget about who you are. I mean, you forget about the value. You forget the broken, and for example, I forget the broken blessing, right? I forget the broken blessing, the mass blessing on my which my culture, and I accept the new culture, which I didn't want to know. I didn't want to tell to other people that, oh, I'm from Indonesia. I mean, like, you
Mm.
don't have to be shy with your identity, because if you shy with your identity, you live in the fake world, right? You
Wow.
live in the fake world, and
True. Yeah. No, that's true.
yeah, I think if you shy with your identity, you live in your fake world. I mean, the more you want to embrace who you are, the more you want to embrace your culture. Actually, it's a good thing, and it's a unique thing from you,
Yeah.
because right now people have a lot of open-minded. I think just go with it, because culture is not only your identity, but it's your home where your heart will always be.
I
No.
think, well, yeah, well said. There's this Filipino proverb that says, if you don't know where you came from, then you won't ever get to your destination.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's more like
True.
you remember your roots and tradition. It makes me think of like the past, the people, your ancestors, and people who've made those sacrifices to be where you are right now. I mean, I think
Mhm.
about it too because I was born here, and for my family that immigrated, the journey that took for them to just have that opportunity to come here.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they let me know every single day, so I feel like it is I know that I have a privilege growing up here, and I think now just reconnecting on the project that we're kind of working on, it's more of like discovering what that is. Because I felt like what you said is your home, and like finding your identity within that culture. I feel like there's something that like makes you complete, and
Yeah.
when you embrace that, and it's such a it's such a beautiful thing. And then just realizing the richness that comes from that, your bloodline or some of that history. A lot of that stuff could be so like forgotten, and instead of like
Yes.
somebody rewriting the history or erasing it, like you get to share those, keep those stories and their memories alive in a way so that it continues on.
Right. Right. Yeah. The key word I think you said is identity. Yeah. From my experience, those who don't have an identity, they're very lost. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
very troubled.
That's
You know.
that's the point. Yes.
Yeah. And it's hard because, especially if you come from a different culture, okay, and you live in a Western country, identity is very hard to find. But once you find it, you feel fulfilled. You know what I mean? You feel
Yes.
fulfilled. Yeah. And you know, I said this once to myself even and to other people. When you look in the mirror, yeah, when you look in the mirror, whether you go before you leave home or you go home before you sleep, when you look in the mirror, you can't deny who you are. You can't change. I look at myself and that's who I am. Like you said, if you don't have an identity, you don't feel a sense of home either, God.
Yeah.
And when you feel a
Where
sense of
your
home,
heart always beats. Yes.
yeah, you feel comfortable in your home, right? That's what the home is called. You know, you have a house, but is it a home? Because some people live in a house that they don't feel comfortable in. But if you have a home, you feel comfortable. That's your sanctuary,
Yeah.
right? So your identity is your sanctuary. So I like what you said about identity because if you don't have an identity, you know, you don't have a home and you don't have a, you know, it's you're gonna be lost. You know, I mean, you don't want that feeling of
You live in a fake world. That's the point. You live in a fake world.
that's the problem. Yeah, but it's you know I do like what you said, and I think it's very important because I hope when you come to America, you know you're going to come across, like you said, Indonesian people that look like you but can't speak Indonesian or think differently,
Yeah.
and they're going to be curious. They're going to be curious about, you know, you're going to see the differences. Yeah, you're going to see the differences, even though their parents and your parents might be the same, but you're going to see the differences in a way of thinking.
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
especially now with the new generation coming in, and as far as like, you know, embracing your culture and like your heritage and sharing those particular parts. I think I'm understanding like our elders who did. Now I'm understanding like my mom or my grandparents of like why it was more protection. I can see their more value was like they went through a lot of hardship to embrace to come here, and they didn't want to pass that particular pain towards their, like, you're here now, like you don't want to know about what it took to get there, you don't want to know,
Right.
like what is that, you know. And I think they instill that, not that like in a way of like wanting to hinder you or harm you, because like I was told, like, I mean, I don't speak our native my native tongue. I understand the different dialects, and I felt more disconnected with my culture. And I think now in this new chapter in my life of like rediscovering that, I was almost ashamed. I didn't feel like I belonged because I wasn't born there. I'm born here. I sound very American. And so I felt like there was a lot of things that were lost in translations. And I think building that bridge makes me want to embrace that and hold on to that. And I think if people are able to kind of see that they too are, like when I started interviewing a lot of people that were my age about who were born here, that was the common thing that they said, like, well, I didn't speak language, so I didn't know anything about culture. And then the one thing that brought them was studying the martial arts or Filipino martial arts.
Yep.
And then I think what kept them going was ironic was that they're like, I loved hearing the history of like why certain things came about. And I felt like that richness, like you said, an identity brought like home towards them. And they were feeling like they were feeling fulfilled in that sense, like, oh wow, I do belong. This is our heritage. It is rich, and it is in culture to embrace that. So I just wanted to like kind of showcase that. Honestly, I think like just learning through you and hearing you share your stories and your perspective on it and where your mind is at and wanting to push and kind of empower and influence like through the culture, it's definitely giving me great insight. I feel like with the project that we're working on, I feel like I feel like this discovery in embracing that has new meaning. And yeah. So thank you for sharing, like, you know, like your time to be able to kind of share your insights. And I'm very proud. Like, I'm also like, I was like, you're so young. Like, I know we look the same age, but I'm just saying, like, it's very refreshing to hear someone in the early 20s speaking the way that you're speaking and like where your mind is at or where you want to go. Like, I just think you have a really great head on your shoulders. And I think you're an inspiration to me, but you're definitely inspiration to even the younger generation, to the kids, to be like, wow, I want to be like her. And like, look at what you're doing right now. and what you're carrying. Like, I mean, that's such an admirable position, and to do it at a young age, it's showcasing people that they don't have to wait till then. You can actually embrace these and do these and do these now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. And that's why her acronym for her name is BEST.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had to thank you so much for coming on and talking about your experience, and also shedding a light on the culture, especially where I'm from as well too, in our specific part of the island, part of the region. You showed, like I said, leadership. I'm so proud, and I'm still amazed that someone your age, and I mean this, someone your age is handling all that, and you know, you're juggling your you know, your from your faith, through your family, through the culture, through women. You have a lot of that pressure, but it's nothing to you, and you know, that's very, very admirable, as Josh is saying too. So, but definitely thank you so much, Blessy, and I want to see your success. We want to see your success, and we know that you're going to do good things. Okay, great things. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in. We are the Darker 10 Asians signing out.
Yeah, peace out.
So.